Hello there. Today, we're going to be building a sun deck. This is going to be a two-part video series, and the first video here, what you're about to see, is the framing and the installation of the joists, setting the posts, pouring concrete, all that good stuff. And the second video will be the finishing. But anyway, so we're getting ready to start here. I started the video just a hair late. That first post is already set, so enjoy the video. So what we're doing right now is we're establishing where the top of our walkboards are going to be. You have to start with the end in mind, right? So what we're doing is we're getting to mark the bottom of the house where the siding stops. Then we're going to measure down for the height of the boards that we're putting down. And then that'll be where our floor joists are for our porch. We're kind of just getting set up and getting marks. We got to find level and all that stuff and how we're going to do it. So that's it's going to be an 8 by 12 porch. We're coming out 8 foot, going out 12 foot. We're using 2 by 6s for the flooring, so they're about 1.5 inches tall. So we'll measure down 1.5 inches. There's a lot of people that don't like concrete and stuff in, but anything you're going to walk on, I think needs to be concreted in. Oh, no, I got it. All right, so this first post that we've got set here is notched in. We just got pouring the concrete in, and we're notching these back boards in here for strength and long-lasting durability. So what we're doing now is getting this hole dug out, cleaned out, getting the 4x4 plumbed up. That's a 12-foot 4x4. We've measured and cut the top of it off to be level with the 4x4 on the far right. We've got to kind of dry fit this 4x4 post, get some measurements, get the 4x4 notched out for that 2x6 to fit into it. And that's what we're doing right now. I just set the level on my saw at 1.5 inches, so that the 2x6, which plane is 1.5 inches-ish thick, will fit nicely in there. And now I just cut several small grooves and broke it out with a hammer and a screwdriver. Just temporarily nailing it just to get it fastened, and then we pour the concrete. We're not mixing the concrete before we pour it in the hole. The concrete will soak in. We're hitting it with a rock bar and pouring water in on top, but whatever doesn't get wet from the garden hose will pull in the moisture from the dirt and harden up very nicely. We're discussing adding a second board on the back side near the house there, because we were concerned about the floorboards that we'll install later trying to curl up there at the house. So we're installing kind of just a scab board, just a scabbed on board, so that just to keep those boards from kind of towing up, as they dry and age. I'm running a string line so that we can determine our squareness with the board that we installed there. We're doing the 3-4-5, the Pythagorean theorem, in order to make sure that that string is perfectly square. Then that will establish where we dig our hole and set our post and run the other 2x6 to begin to really square up how our frame is going to look. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is setting that bar. It's an 8x12 deck, as I said earlier, so we went 7 foot 10 inches out to allow for a 2-inch overhang, which will also allow for, if there is an error, will allow for that error on the end of the porch. about to figure out that we should have notched that board in. It really needs to be notched in there on the end of the deck there. It really needs to be notched in for support strength so that it'll last a really long time. And we've got all these screws and boards up, and we're about to take them back off and notch that out. Just right. Installing another 12-foot 4x4 post there, getting the hole dug for it. You'll see us run a string line and level it off and cut it off with that post right there by that window, and then notch it out and secure it to the 2x6 and concrete it in as well. So I just wanted to do one kind of close-up shot of the notching out process. I remembered that I had my chisels, and so I wanted to do one good shot of kind of a good showing of what I do to notch out a 4x4, or what I feel like is the best way to do it. So anyway, here it is. right, we've got it boxed in. The outside frame is set, plumb, level, square, all the good words there. And now we're getting ready to install the floor joists. And so I'm just marking, we're putting them on 2-foot centers. There's going to be 3 of them. I cut them off at exactly 12 feet. So that they'd be the same length as the outside stringers. We started out by just running a couple of nails in each end, and then we came back later and installed the joist hangers. Now we're running some screws in on each end, just for added measure. Cleaning up some blocks on the old way out of the door there, and digging out some screws and installing these joist hangers now. Getting our work light out. It's going to be another late night, I think. Now we're getting ready to install where the handrails are going to go. We're going to do a 3-foot wide set of steps going up to the porch here. We're wanting them to be in line with the back door for the ease of grass and ingress and egress. And wanted them narrow enough that we could grab each handrail if needed, but wide enough, to get an appliance in, take an appliance out. And I'm notching these out as well. You want your handrails to be as strong as possible, so we dug holes, going to concrete them in, have them notched. The plan is to have a smooth surface to install lattice work around the bottom at a later date. It's just about time to turn the lights on. It's just almost dark out here, isn't it? Let there be light. I would like to take a moment and say that we it's not very often that you get to spend the kind of time with your family that we got to do on this project. This is one of those times that don't come around very often, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being with my dad and my uncles, and the friendship that is there and the love that is there is a thing to be treasured. And I just I'm sitting here watching this video playback. I'm just overwhelmed with the gratitude and almost a sense of urgency to enjoy the time that we have here and to document it as we have, to look back on in the future and remember it fondly. My dad always says that the difference between someone who can and someone who won't, or someone who can't, is someone who can will try. And that's true. Those who can try, and those who can't won't try. But we tried at this, and it turned out pretty good. And I'm looking forward to the next video when we get to show the finished product here. But this project was a blast, and I loved every second of it. And I hope y'all enjoy this video as well. And if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. All right, what we're doing here is running some bracing underneath a couple of the most important places on the porch. The first one being directly underneath the pathway from the back door to the steps that will be leading down to the ground off the deck here. The second place is to the right of there, where there will be seating and walking back and forth. And also we tested it and found that where we installed that brace seemed like the best spot to kind of hit the middle where it was still a little bit loose. So bracing seating and main traffic areas underneath the 2x6 floor joists really stiffens things up. And yeah, you can see us right there walking around and checking things out. But it ended up real nice. So anyway, all right.
Which side you gonna start on?
The good side. The side we want to look the best. What side do you want to look the best?
You know me?
Huh?
You know me?
The side with the step. Door.
Door side? Okay.
I will take it. It won't take long to make it. What was you saying about that gap?
You're talking about the gap between them two posts.
There's somebody's phone vibrating or something.
That's a
Bullfrog.
Okay. That's what I thought was the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there, don't sound like a problem.
Get over here. All right, lay him out.